Hello friends, I welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss a poem written by a famous poet, John Keats, and the title of the poem is Belle, Merci. It is a French title, and the meaning of this title is a beautiful lady without mercy or kindness. As I told you, it is a French song, and it is written in the form of a ballad. Ballad means, in Marathi we call it a povada, or a song in praise of someone. There is a lot of mystery and enigma in the portrayal of the story. The knight who is found on the top of the hillside as a story to tell. The story is of how he was struck by a wicked maiden who took him to her labor and lulled him to sleep. She is aptly called La Belle sans Merci, as she seems to be one without mercy. And when he wakes up from his sleep, he finds himself all alone on the hillside. That is why he is found alone and palely loitering. There is a lot left to the reader's imagination to piece together, but the overall impression is that the maiden without mercy had influenced the knight in some way, either before or during his slumber. The remarkable thing about the poem is said to be a record of Keats' experience of love. It conveys a note of betrayal. The loss of freedom that goes along with love is clearly hinted at. Now, let us read the poem, and I would like you to listen very carefully and try to enjoy the poem. Oh, what can ail thee, knight at arms, alone and palely loitering? The sage has withered from the lake, and no birds sing. Oh, what can ail thee, knight at arms, so cowed and so big gone? The squirrel's granary is full, and the harvest's done. I see a lily on thy brow, with anguish moist and fever dew, and on thy cheeks a fading rose, fast withered too. I met a lady in the meads, full beautiful, a fairy child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild. I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, and fragrant zone. She looked at me as she did love, and made sweet moan. I set her on my pacing steed, and nothing else saw all day long, for sidelong would she bend and sing a fairy's song. She found me roots of relish sweet, and honeydew, and honey white, and manna dew, and sure in language strange she said, I love thee true. She took me to her elfin grot, and there she wept and sighed full sore, and there I shut her wild, wild eyes with kisses four. And there she lulled me asleep, and there I dreamt, woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamt on the cold hill's side. I saw pale kings and princes too, pale warriors, they fell where they all. They cried, Love and sans mercy had been thrall. I saw their starved lips in the glow, with horrid warning gaped wide, and I awoke and found me here on the cold hill's side. And this is why I sojourn here. And this is why I sojourn here alone and palely loitering, though the sage is withered from the lake, and no birds sing. As you have listened to the poem, and you will clearly understand that this is a poem related with love. There are two characters in the poem. The first character is of night. And the second is beautiful woman or girl, as it is mentioned then. The name is girl, beautiful girl. What do you say in the first stanza of the poem? Oh, what can ail thee, night at arms, alone and palely loitering? The sage has withered from the lake, and no birds sing. Now the speaker asks the knight, the brave man, that what can ail thee? He has a question in his mind, that what can ail thee? Ail means trouble. What can trouble you? You are a great soldier. So what can trouble you? Knight at arms. Knight at arms is a fighter, a warrior with all his arms, ready to fight, brave, and such a person, healthy person, strong person, mentally and physically very strong, such a strong person as well as a knight, who can trouble you? And therefore, if I ask this question, oh, what can ail thee? Ail means trouble, thee means you, it's written in Old English. Knight at arms, alone and palely loitering. Why are you wondering here? Because knights are always with the army or a troop, but here he is alone, and therefore the speaker in the poem asks him, why are you wandering? Loitering means wandering alone and palely loitering. Loitering means wandering. Pale means having no life, no sign of life, very low. A knight should be strong, but here he is looking very pale and tired and very sad. And the atmosphere around, the sage means the grass-like plant growing on low-lying wet ground, that is sage. The sage has withered from the lake and no birds sing. Even around the waterside, the sage, the grass is also not green. The grass is also withered and there are no birds. No birds are singing. Why? What happened? Why this entire atmosphere is so sad, so gloomy? But there is no answer from the night. Again, the speaker asks him, oh, what can ail thee, night at arms, so haggard and so be gone? What happened? Oh, great soldier, oh, great knight, what happened to you? So haggard and so be gone. Very sad in happiness, you are looking very sad. What happened? Tell me. The squirrel's granary is full and the harvest is done. Look around. What happened? It's the season of fullness. The squirrel, the small creature. So granary is full, means everywhere harvesting is done, food is available in plenty. And in such an atmosphere, why are you so sad? Why are you so depressed and looking very sad in your appearance? What happened? The squirrel has fixed the granary. Granary means a place where the squirrel collects the food for the rest of the year. And that is full, and even the harvests are done, means the atmosphere is joyous. And in such a joyous atmosphere, you are looking troubled, you are looking very sad, pale. Why? What happened? Again, there is no answer from the knight. And again, the speaker asks the third question in the third stanza. Now he observes him and he tells him, I see a lily on thy brow, with anguish moist and fever dew, and on thy cheeks a fading rose, fast withers too. But he says, I see a lily on thy brow. Lily is a white flower, and it's a white flower, and on thy brow means here, the eyebrows, and then forehead. On the forehead of yours, what I see, a white lily. Lily means white color. Now, a face of a warrior is always full of blood, red it is in color because rush of blood is there. But here, his forehead is looking white, and that is the sign of death or a very, very weak person. But here, on the forehead of the knight, why I see the lily on thy brow? So white and pale, the lily is regarded as a symbol of death, as you know, and therefore, I see a lily on thy brow with anguish moist and fever dew. When there is fever inside and when you are very tired, very troubled, you can have dews, those small drops of water around here when you are very troubled. can see that. The speaker says, I see a lily on thy brow, and with anguish moist. Anguish, lot of anguish is there in you. Why? What happened? Tell me. Anguish moist and fever dew, and on thy cheeks. Now, cheeks should be red, as I told you, is a warrior, red warrior, a fighter, red fighter. But his cheeks are, how his cheeks are? And on thy cheeks a fading rose, fast withers too. Rose is red in color, full. It's a sign of life, a symbol of beauty. Red rose, but on thy cheeks there is no red rose. What kind of rose is it? And on thy cheeks a fading. Fading means this color is going out. It is no longer remain red. It's fading and fast withered. When fastly the color is going on, and so your face, entire face is looking very pale. What happened? Now, after repeated questions, the knight answers the question, and he begins with the fourth stanza. He said, I met a lady in the maze, full beautiful, a fairy child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wide. What he says? Look at the beautiful, explanation. I met a lady in the maze. Maze means meadows. Beautiful place, beautiful landscape. I met a lady there. Here I have written woman, girl. You can even write a lady. It's a bit respectable, more respectable than just a woman, lady, a respectable woman. I met a lady in the maze. How she was. Now look at here. Kids, a young man. How can you imagine beauty? See, he says, full beautiful. Look at the word full. What is this full? We just say beautiful, very beautiful, extremely beautiful. But here he says full beautiful. What is that? He wants to tell us that she was complete, extremely, beyond extremely. It's beyond that. Full beautiful. Look at the rhyme also. The sounding. Full beautiful. The rhythm is there in the poem. Full beautiful, a fairy's child. Fairy? Fairies are very beautiful. We always imagine them in a beautiful way. And they look beautiful. She's just like a fairy child, full beautiful, a fairy child. Now he is not satisfied with this kind of explanation. Ahead he goes and said, her hair was long. Look at the signs of beauty of a woman. Long hair is one of the signs of beauty. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wide. All these are the signs of beauty. Her hair was long, her foot was light. Light here means delicate. It should not be compared with weight. It has nothing to do with the weight, but very, very delicate. Her foot was light and her eyes were wild. And her eyes were wild, not just beautiful. Wild means the one who can kill. Very, very sharp eyes. Very beautiful, extremely beautiful, sharp, and goes through the one's heart. That kind of eyes she possesses. Her eyes were wild. And then for such a beautiful lady, what can I do? So, just to adore her beauty, just to enhance her beauty, he said, I made a garden for her head, and restless too, and fragrant zone. She looked at me as she did love, and made sweet moan. Then, to give a different touch to the beauty, we add flowers. And therefore he said, I made a garland for her head. This garland here is a kind of, beautiful flowers put together, you can hang behind the head, So that, I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, and fragrant so. For her hands, around her neck, at the back side of the head, he created a kind of aroma around her and created a fragrant zone, because wherever she goes, she carries that fragrance of those beautiful flowers along with her. She looked at me, and after receiving all these beautiful things, she looked at me as she did love. How she looked at him? As if she is in love with him. And not just looked, and made a sweet moan, a sweet sound she has created to show that she is also in love with the knight. And now, It's a great sign for the night. He is very happy. And in the mood of that happiness, he said, I set her on my pacing steed, and nothing else saw all day long, for sidelong would she bend and sing a fairy song. Then, throughout the day, he set her on my pacing steed. He set her on his horse, steed horse. He placed her on his horse, and she was, riding the horse, and he was walking along with her. And she was sitting on the horse and just taking around, and nothing else saw all day long. And he was holding, the horse and just looking at her. He carries her towards the beautiful places around. And all day he kept looking at her. As long as they were wandering, he kept looking at her. And therefore he said, nothing else saw all day long. For sidelong would she bend. Sometimes she would bend to this side, sometimes she would bend to that side. Bending this side or that side. And sing, and she was singing. She was so happy that she was singing a fairy song. As she is described as a fairy child, she was singing a beautiful song, a fairy song. She found me roots of relish sweet and honey white and manna dew. And then, after some time, they were wandering in beautiful forest, and she found me roots of relish sweet. Now it was time for filling the stomach. So she was known to that place. So she went and found some roots of sweet, extreme sweet, which you can enjoy. She found those beautiful sweet roots and honey, wild and manna dew, and she brought wild honey as well as manna dew. Manna dew, a kind of food which the fairies and all these people use, and she found that kind of sweet food for him. And sure in language, strange, she said, I love thee true. And she offered him honey, manna dew. And sure in language, strange, she said, he could not understand in language, but in some language, definitely, I could understand what she said. She said, I love thee true. I am truly in love with you. I fully in love with you. I could not understand the language, but I could understand the sayings of that language. In that language, she said, I love thee true. Now she expressed her love to him. Now it is already he is in love with her. So both are in love with each other. And then she took me to her elfin grot, and there she wept and sighed full sore. And there I shut her wide eyes with kisses full. And then what happened? After eating that delicious food, she took him to her elfin grot. Grot means a cave, natural cave. Or cave, elfin, the reference of elfins, elves, so small people, they are called elves. And they have prepared that kind of cave. And she took him to that grave, elfin grot. Grot means cave made by elves. And there she wept and sighed full sore. And there she expressed her feelings. She was so sad and she expressed that. And therefore she wept. Wept means cried. She wept and sighed full sore. She expressed everything to him. She cried a lot, expressed everything. Then she became calm and quiet. And to just give her solace, to calm her down, what he did, and there I shut her wide eyes with kisses for. Now how to provide solace to her, how to make her calm. That the emotions were very high of that lady, and just to give the same kind of emotions to her, the same kind of reply to her, what the knight said, and there I shut her wide eyes, those beautiful white eyes. I shut those eyes. With the help of hands? No, not with the help of hands. Just like her delicate emotions, I closed her eye with one of the delicate parts of the human body, that is lips. With his lips, he kissed her 4 times and closed her eyes. So he also gave her the same kind of emotional reply. After that, and there she lulled me asleep. And after that, when she became calm and quiet, she lulled me asleep. To lull means to sing a kind of song and make one sleep. That is lull. And there she lulled me asleep, and there I dreamed. Ah, woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamed on the cold hills side. And after that she lulled me asleep. Children, the night asleep. Now the night is fast asleep. And then in that sleep, he underwent a kind of dream. He saw a dream. And what was that dream? Bad thing ever happened to me, he says. One dangerous thing. And what he saw in his dream? The latest dream, just latestly, very, very latest dream. Such a kind of dream was never seen by me. And therefore he said, the latest dream I ever dreamt on the cold hills side. Where it was? It was on the cold hills side. It was a hilly area, and the atmosphere was cold, and on that cold hillside he saw a dream. The latest dream I ever dreamt. What was the dream? Which troubled him a lot. He said about the dream. In his dream, he said, I saw pale kings and princes too, pale warriors, they fell where they all. They cried, La Belle and Merci had taken trial. He saw kings and princes. Again, kings and princes, these people are very strong, full of strength, but for him, they were pale, very dull looking, very weak, tired. I saw pale kings. Pale means very tired, about to die. Princes too, kings and princes too. Pale, even pale warriors were also very pale. Why all of them, kings, princes, and warriors? Why all of them were pale? Not just pale, death fell where they are. Means they were about to die. They were, starved for many days without food, without water, and they were, somehow they were carrying themselves. Death fell where they all, and when they looked at the night, they cried, looking at him, all of them, kings, princes, and warriors, they looked at the night and they told him what happened to them. That they told him, they cried looking at him and said, La Belle and Merci hath been trial. A beautiful lady without kindness or mercy hath thee in trial, made them her bondage, her slaves, her beauty. The kind of bondage is subject to spell. Just like a kind of spell, magic. With the help of her beauty, all of them were her slaves, kings, princes, and even warriors. And now they were all deathbed. They wanted that this is the lady, that lady has made them so. I saw their starved lips in the gloom. Gloom means twilight, light of the evening. He saw their starved lips. Starved means lips without water for so many days. Starved lips, I saw their starved lips in the gloom, with horrid warning gaped wide, and their mouths were open. They were looking at me and they're telling me, just get rid of it because the lady is dangerous. She has no mercy because she has shown no mercy to all of us, and she is not going to show you also. So they were warning me to get away from it. And I awoke and found me here on the cold hillsides. And after that, suddenly I woke up and I found nobody is there around me. I was alone. Where? On the cold hillside. And I awoke and found me here. On the cold hillside. Where the speaker was asking him questions and he answers, this is how. This is what happened with me. And then the last stanza of the poem. And this is why I sojourn here. And that is the reason. You are asking me why I am looking so pale and wandering alone and palely loitering. Why? It is because of this. And this is why I sojourn. Sojourn is spend a certain length of time somewhere. So I am spending my time here. That is the reason. And this is why I sojourn here alone and palely loitering. I am alone here and my condition is not good. I am pale. I am wandering here without anybody else around. Though the sage is withdrawn from the lake and no bird sing, though there is no grass, green grass, and no bird is singing here, I am wandering only because of that. poem. In this poem, the speaker asked the knight what happened to him, and then the knight narrated the story about the beautiful woman or beautiful lady having no mercy. Lavelle and Sons Mercy, a beautiful lady without mercy. Beautiful love poem, and you will notice that beautiful women are always very killing. They have no mercy. They just walk and people die. Die in the sense, not literal death, but when you look at extreme beauty, you feel, something happens inside you, and that is no less than a death. That we just look at the lady and can do nothing. This is the situation here with the knight, and knight can be junkies, as I have told you earlier that this might be his experience of love and the betrayal in love, failure in love. It is a very common thing. Not everyone gets success in love. Many people fail in love, and this is a beautiful poem presented by John Keats, the youngest poet, romantic poet, and the poem is also very interesting and very romantic. I hope you might have enjoyed the poem. For today, that's all from my side. See you next time with another poem. Till then, goodbye.